So we had a question come in from the SpyTribe from a college student asking, what is the best course of study if you want to get into intelligence? If you want to work for a national security intelligence agency, not the NSA, but an intelligence community partner, what's the course of study to pursue? I wanted to get your thoughts.
Now that I've been in and I met a lot of people who work there and a lot of people during the interview process, I really think it could be anything. I think if it's something you're interested in, you should pursue it. I worked with a targeter who was a librarian. His degree was in I think it's called information sciences.
Library sciences.
Library
I
sciences.
think it's library sciences.
Yeah. So he'd been a librarian before he came on, and now he was a targeter. I met a lot of people study international relations. It's a very common degree. I think that you should study what you want, and then it's really about life experience, right? It's about doing really well in your course study in the field that you've chosen, and then traveling and getting different experiences in work and learning a language and just showing them that you have the aptitude to learn, right? Because CIA, for the most part, unless they're hiring you for a specialized position, they train you.
Yeah.
You come in, they want you to have certain features, certain personality features, certain, like just showing them that you can learn and you are adaptable, but then they train you. If you want to do something specific, like I was amazed when I started working at the CIA and I realized that they had graphic designers and they have all the tech guys are very specialized in what they do. They have people, cosmetologists who do disguise makeup. They have guys who are prop makers, right? I mean, you can get a fine arts degree and come in as a prop maker to make, concealment devices, right? NSA is the same thing. It's more specialized. So I really think, it's up to you. It should just be something that you're going to do really well in and that will give you the breadth of experience that you can show the CIA that you can come in and adapt to their training.
So I think you nailed it with 2 words, aptitude, because you're right. CIA is looking for, all the intelligence community members are looking for the aptitude to learn something new. Because you're always learning. When you're in the IC, when you're an intelligence officer, you're always learning. You're learning new languages. You're learning new cultures. You're learning new cases. You're learning new security situations. You're learning about new technology. You're learning new techniques. You're learning all the time. It never stops. It's actually quite exhausting to have to learn that much.
So much.
I had the aptitude to learn, but I certainly prefer to coast. I am really good at coasting. It takes work to learn. So you nailed it with aptitude, and I think you also nailed it with the word adaptability. Because you're right, they're also looking for people who can adapt. And it's funny because many times the college students who think they're the least qualified are actually the best suited for intelligence work. The people who have an aptitude to learn, and because of that, they get bored in one major. You were one of these people. You changed your major like 4 times?
4 times,
I changed my major 3 times at least.
Yeah.
So you're in something, it's interesting, you kind of get really good at it. You don't necessarily master it, but you get good enough at it, and you're like, I'm bored. So let me go learn something new, because the learning process is what's exciting to you. And then on the side where you are adaptable, you adapt to whatever the new thing is that you're trying to do. So you need to be part of new clubs, let's go do it. You need a new social network, let's go do it, right? People harass you, criticize you, and this happens all the time in the academic world. As soon as you step out of line, criticism, harassment, I mean, everything gets hard. Just think about how hard it is, like the bureaucratic process of changing your major in some universities is still very much like you have to take a physical file from one administrative building to another administrative building. Those are hurdles. People who are adaptable, they roll through those hurdles. I got to take 6 months off? No problem. You're telling me I can't get this class until the summer semester? No problem. And they roll with it. That adaptability is so important because that's exactly what's going to happen when you're in the field.
Right? And that was what I loved about the agency was our assignment changed every 2 to 3 years. So I was developing a specialized skill that I was able to hone and refine and add to as new software programs were being created. But every 2 to 3 years, I got to do a completely new topic. I got to go to a completely different place, and I loved it. I loved it so much.
The only piece I would add as a third element that's important about university specifically is the CIA is looking for people, CIA, DIA, NSA, NRO, NGA. Yeah. They're all looking for people who have the tenacity to finish.
Yeah.
That's what they're like. Do you have the tenacity to do the thing no matter how sucky and shitty it is?
Yes.
And if you do, that's a big plus. And honestly, I mean, I was a 2.4 college student. What was your GPA coming out of college?
Probably like a 2.65.
So think about this, right? If you go to CIA's website, you go to their homepage, they will tell you don't even bother applying.
Yeah.
Unless you're like a 3.8 student, I think it is. They have a minimum requirement.
Yeah.
Don't even apply if you're not this.
Yeah.
But then they're actually hiring us. How the hell does that happen? Because
we applied anyways.
Because people apply anyways.
Yeah.
Right? And you straight up applied.
Yeah.
You just straight up, my name is Jihi Bustamante and I'm applying for a job.
Yep.
I know I don't meet your qualifications.
Yeah.
Here I am anyways.
I was in the mode. I was applying all over the place. Yeah. I know I don't meet your qualifications, but I can do your job. That's how I felt when I was 14. The first job I was trying to get, I was 14. I wasn't old enough. Everybody was like, you don't have any experience. I'm like, I don't have a resume, but I can do your job. I'm looking at what you're doing right now.
I can do that.
Yeah. I'm like, I can stock your CVS shelves.
Yeah.
No problem. Right.
Yeah. So it's interesting because so often we get stuck in the idea that we have to meet qualifications in order to be acceptable or to be accepted.
Yeah.
Right? When in reality, oftentimes what's happening is the bar is being set where it's at to dissuade people who aren't courageous enough from even trying. That's why the CIA website says you need a 3.5 or a 3.8 to apply. Because if you don't have a 3.5 or a 3.8 and you're too afraid to apply anyways, for sure you're not going to do well here.
Yeah.
But coming from a 2.4 college grad and a 2.7 college grad, we had a pretty awesome career there.
Oh, yeah.
And we failed to meet pretty much every qualification that they put out there on the website.
But I must have rocked the psychological battery because I got hired.
Or you were just sick and twisted enough.
Exactly. They're like, wow, she's really in the gray area. She's hired.
She's in. She's going to do some terrible stuff and still be able to sleep at night.
So, that's the real test. Can you still sleep at night?
Exactly. If you like this short clip, make sure you click here to see the next clip or here to see the full podcast episode.